Hey everyone, it's Juanita from Soul Hugger, and today I'm going to give you 3 awesome tips to get in the flow and stay in the flow. Let's do it. So first, let's talk about what is flow. When I think about flow, I think about water. I think about how water doesn't have to hammer down on a mountain to make it move. It simply flows around it. When I think about water flowing, I think about it going downstream versus against the current. When we're working against the current, we feel like even the easiest things are hard and difficult, and life is really challenging, and people and the universe are working against us. But when we are in flow, we feel the grace, we feel the ease of the things that we're doing. Our work life feels effortless, our relationships are gelling. We wake up and we feel really grateful, happy, and light. So you're probably familiar with what it feels like to be in flow, but you might not know how you got there or how to stay there. So here are my 3 awesome, very easily applied tips to help you get in the flow and stay there. Tip number 1, generalize your feelings. What I mean by this is, instead of working so hard to manifest something specific, think about how you would just feel if you had the thing that you're desiring. For instance, if you wanted a Tesla, a brand new Tesla, then instead of focusing and trying and doing everything in your power to get that Tesla, I have to have that Tesla, think about why you want that Tesla. It's probably because that Tesla makes you feel a certain way. So how does it make you feel? Write down 4 or 5 feelings that you would feel if you had the thing you wanted. Let's say that if I had a Tesla, I would feel luxurious. I would feel carefree. I would feel elegant. I would feel calm. I would feel sexy. So these are all really active feelings too. The best thing about this practice is that now you have the feelings that you want to feel. It's time to go about feeling them. So now you have to do things that make you feel that way. So for instance, if I want to feel sexy, for me, I would dance. I think dancing and moving my body and working out make me feel sexy. The best part of doing this is, 1, it's going to make you feel good because you're focused on literally just feeling good, because that's what it's all about anyway. And 2, you realize that you don't have to wait to get that Tesla or whatever it is that you're desiring before you can really begin to feel good. If you think about why we do anything that we do, it's because we think it will make us feel good. It will make us feel a certain way. We get good grades in school so we can go to a good college and we can meet a good person and get married and have children and buy the house and buy the car and all these things that we're told will make us happy, without stopping and realizing that really, we just really want to feel good about who we are. So step number 1 is to simply identify the feelings that you want to feel on a daily basis, and then find things to do that make you feel that way. You will then be on the same frequency as the things that you really love. You will be on the same vibration, and that's what attracts the things to you, because we don't attract what we want. We attract who we are. We attract what we are. And so you will then be in alignment with these awesome things. Tip number 2, only speak what you love and rephrase in the positive. Let's talk about rephrasing in the positive. So some examples of what we tend to say out loud on a daily basis. I can't afford that. I'm so broke right now. I'm so stressed out. I feel so fat. I'm so tired, right? We say these things because it's what we're feeling and we know it's true. So a reason why affirmations don't always work so well for people is because you can feel like you're lying through your teeth. It's important to express yourself and it's important to speak your truth. But there is a way of communicating that we can speak in a positive manner and still stay in the flow. And instead of being deeper and deeper into the problem, we can speak with a solution in mind. So for instance, let's take, I can't afford that. That's a big one for people, right? You can simply say, I'm saving my money right now. That's a positive thing, right? And it can still be very true. I'm tired. I'd really love some more energy right now. I'm starving. You could say, I'm looking forward to lunch. These things seem so simple and they might seem silly, but I'm telling you, you want to keep your vibration high. And it's a totally different feeling from I'm starving right now. I mean, think about that. That's definitely not true. You're probably not starving. You might be very, very hungry, but to say something like, I'm so excited for lunch, that just keeps you up. It keeps you upbeat. You're speaking with a solution in mind. You're not communicating with words of despair. Another big one would be, instead of saying, I want this all the time, want. Want comes from a state of lack. Want can reconfirm that you don't have what you love. So instead of saying, I want this so bad, try saying, I'd love it if I had, right? Have and had, those are positive things. Love, I'd really like, instead of I want. So let's talk about only speaking what you love. I can testify that this really works. For instance, I wanted to go to India in 2020 with a friend, and he was looking for people to go with him. And India was always a lifelong dream for me to go. So instead of saying, I can't afford it. I mean, I'll go if I can afford it, and I really don't know. I just made up my mind to say that I'm going to manifest this simply by only speaking out loud what I would love to happen. So I'm just going to speak it out into the universe every time. And every time he asks me if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna say, I said I would go. And the most miraculous things happened. I somehow got handed a check for $10,000. That's a totally different story. I received so many signs from the universe that I was supposed to go, and I was certainly going to go. And every time, all I did was I really just set out. I didn't say anything negative about it. I didn't make up excuses. I didn't set up obstacles. I just said, I would love to go. And every time they would ask me, I would say, I said I would go. I'm excited to go. And I would just say it so honestly, like that too. Not like, I'm going, because that still felt really, really like, I don't know if that's the truth. I don't want to commit to something and then back out. But by the time everything was set up and ready and he really needed a solid answer, everything was aligned. And I went to India just by saying, yeah, I would love to go. I said I was going, and I went. Tip number 3. Now this one I have found to be the most challenging, yet the most rewarding of all practices. And that is to cease fighting everything and everyone. What do I mean by that? What I mean is we spend a lot of time addressing our haters or people who are rude to us or people who cut us off in traffic. There are so many instances in our daily routine lives that bother us. If someone comments something negative on one of your posts, it ruins everything. And all you can think about is that one negative comment versus all these other likes and hearts and really positive comments and people who love and support you. All of that seems to be tossed out the window. And the only thing that gets attention is the negative comment or what's going on in the world, right? We're so quick to react. And I know that this is something that we all have to consciously really work on. But the next time that something negative, someone tries to start an argument with you or tries to push your buttons in some way or just says something rude, right? Or cuts you off in traffic, don't react. Just don't react. I'll give you an example. So I did a Christmas video of gift wrapping. Like literally, it was just a silly video. I really like wrapping presents and I thought it would be fun to make a little gift wrapping video and show people, give them some ideas on how to wrap their Christmas presents. You think that's such a light, frivolous topic, and to me it was as well, but someone had commented on it about, you didn't show me this part. You said something along those lines. And I saw the comment and I was like, oh, well, it's a video. So I was showing you instead of telling you, right? And then the comment came back that it was like, yeah, but you didn't do that. And you could tell it was just like from this place of negativity or just, I don't have time for that. I saw what it was in that moment, and instead of going back and forth with someone, I don't have time for that, right? So I simply replied, perhaps you're right. And I didn't hear from them again. Now, I'm not saying that that's always going to be the outcome or the case, but for me, it was literally like, do I want peace or do I want to be right? You know, is my ego playing ping pong with someone? Or do I have better things to do? Because at the end of the day, have you ever met a hater who is doing better than you? Exactly. So think about all the energy that is going to take up in your day, because it's not just going to be dropped there, right? Let's say that someone is rude to you in the line at the post office. Bless your heart, you're at the post office, right? Someone's rude to you or they're wasting your time. If you react, if you respond, you are going to prolong and blow up that situation. And it won't just be bad there. You're going to leave with it. And if you're anything like me, as hard as it's been to hold my tongue at times, no matter how rude someone has been to me, that I can get over. But if I mess up and I say something that I regret, or I lose my cool, or I'm the one who in the moment just goes off on someone and really lets them have it, those are the things that keep me up at night. Not what someone else does or some random stranger or your rude family member. That you can kind of justify with, at least it's not you. It's not your behavior. But if I react, if I respond, not only am I wasting my time, but it stays with me. It stays with me, and it also affects the way that I feel about myself, which is so important to our happiness and our self-respect. So remember, you have better things to do. You have to stoop down to their level. You're gonna have to lower your vibration to meet them where they are. So you're better off not responding at all. And I promise you, you will get past that moment so much quicker. Before you know it, you've forgotten about them and you're off to the races, fulfilling your vision, working on your goals, and you're staying high and vibing high and feeling really good about yourself. Another thing that you can do when these things happen is, instead of sitting with that, immediately go and do something positive for somebody else. So let's say you get a negative comment. Go and compliment someone else and give them a positive comment. Reach out to a friend or a family member and let them know how much you love them. Spread what you want to be spread into the world and be the person that you want to be. Because remember that people don't treat you the way they treat you because of who you are. They act the way they act because of who they are. So I know it might be very hard to hold your tongue, and if you're like me, you like to say your piece, but I promise you that it has wasted my time instead of just kept me elevated and going and focused on what I really need to be focused on. So that's it. Those are 3 simple yet really effective tips to getting into the flow and then staying in your flow. Tip number 1, generalize with feelings. If you want to be rich, what are 4 or 5 feelings that would make you feel rich? And then get into the business of just feeling them. Remember, it's about feeling good. Tip number 2, be mindful of what you say. Speak only what you love and rephrase in the positive. Try it for a week, then comment below and let me know how it's helped you in your life, because I promise, I know it seems too simple, but it is so effective. And step number 3, quit fighting everything and everyone. I know it feels like we need to justify things and we don't have enough justice in the world, but if you can just be non-reactive, you will save yourself so much pain, so much time, and you'll have so much more energy to focus on the things you love.